Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, The Journey Home. I am your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe, playing Sevia, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. Where we last left off, the party rested and made their way to Belle's Forge, which fortunately, Hell was being cooperative for once and was only about an hour away from their resting place, in the particular way that the landscape had shifted at the time of their travel. So they met with Belle and made a deal that they would depose Zariel in some way without using the name so that Belle could not be implicated. Before they left, Belle offered them, if they wanted, possible trades for magic items to help them. When it was discussed that Conrad, Belle was able to deduce that Conrad was not necessarily willingly bound to the gambler's rapier by his side. And that was where we left off. And that is where we pick back up.
Conrad kind of like looks up at Belle with like this sort of like a flash of like, no I don't, and a little brow. He's like, it is, I have just simply found nothing better than it. Since Barovia, we have travelled far before we came here.
And tell me, you desired to exchange weapons? Have you considered changing the primary weapons since it came into your possession?
And he kind of like shifts on his spot, looking a bit restless again, like and kind of just like just looking back down at the rapier again, like, no, I have not.
And yet,
not once.
an adventurer such as yourself, your allies possess powerful weapons.
They do.
That are versatile in use. However, yours
yes.
is just... Your blade is magically keyed.
There is weaponry that would be better.
Most
I suppose that is a silly question. Beatrice has a sun sword, and a great deal of many magical swords that she will not part with. What difference is there for one of mine? So you could offer better.
I could offer something that brings down the fury of her on your enemies.
I would be interested in that. And then, like, again, he just looks a bit restless. And yet, this one has kept me alive for so long.
Has it, though? Or have you simply used it while keeping yourself alive?
When you put it that way, you're
And
right.
he snaps his fingers and casts dispel magic.
Ah, nice.
And just like that, you are still attuned to the rapier, but you have the option now to unattune from it.
Interesting. Yeah, it kind of just looks quite dazed. You're like,
You only have a brief period of time to unattune from it in the scheme of things, but
yeah.
the curse is temporarily subsided.
You are correct. It is.
And you can think clearly in regards to wanting a better weapon. Like, if that is what Conrad wants, but you are no longer being kind of subtly influenced by the curse of the sword to go like, this is the be-all and end-all.
Which to Conrad, who is not very magically gifted naturally and who has likened a lot of his own magic to noise in his head. There's still a lot of noise in his head and other things, but it would be like one note is suddenly not playing anymore. Like, oh, quieter. Still. You know what you're talking about. Of course you do. 'Tis raw skill, you're right. I don't need that sword. What can you offer that is better? Rain fire of hell on enemy.
He reaches for a
I much desire to know.
So he has an array of weapons on a rack beside him that seems set up for inspection. As you make note of the fire giants working on forging the weapons, and he picks up what appears to be a rapier by the handle and the scabbard.
This.
And it is like Bell is large, so this is almost like a dagger in his hands, but it is a full-length rapier.
This is a particularly keen and particularly fiery blade. This blade will shed light for you and bring flame down your enemies when you strike upon them.
I see.
Might not be as keen as the weapon currently by your side, but will harm your enemies more.
Interesting. I do like the sound of that, given what we're to be up against. Can I see how it handles? He stretches his hand out. Upwards, I suppose.
May.
And he offers it out to you.
Conrad takes it. And he kind of just like stretches out, sort of like sees how it kind of flows in his hand. This is good sword. Good weight to it. Something else.
Now, you won't be able to call upon the flames without tuning to it. But...
yes. Making sound similar to one within me, yes.
Yes. Well, not quite. Simply, in use.
Yes.
But without the, associated curse.
Indeed. This is a fine blade. What do you seek for it?
Well, I could take the prior blade off your hand, but that would only be partial payment. If you have any soul coins on you, I might be able to exchange it for one or two of those. One
I
if
do.
you give me the gambler's blade as well, two if not.
Conrad looks over the he's holding like the gambler's blade in one hand and the new sword and the blade in the other. Is like, good bargain. I have soul coin. Easily done. And he kind of like throws up the gambler's blade to Pearl, and then like reaches into his pocket and holds out a soul coin and throws it up to him as well.
Yeah. All right. So
Enjoy the soul.
you have now a hellfire flame tongue rapier. So, I am still building it in Beyond, but
Excellent.
it is, for all intents and purposes, it has the combined properties of a flame tongue and a hellfire weapon.
Oh my god.
With the
That's very
alteration,
sexy.
with the alteration that rather than 2d6 fire damage, it deals 2d10 fire damage, and it has a +2 bonus. So you can use a bonus action to speak the sword's command word, causing flames to erupt from the blade. These flames shed bright light in a 40-foot radius and dim light for an additional 40 feet. While the sword is ablaze, it deals an extra, in your case, 2d10 fire damage to any target it hits. Flame lasts until you use a bonus action to speak the command word again, or until you drop or sheathe the sword.
Excellent.
And the property of the Hellfire weapon is that it is fashioned from infernal iron and traced with veins of hellfire. That so even at rest, this blade sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius. And any humanoid killed by an attack made with this weapon has its soul funneled into the river Styx, where it's reborn instantly as a Lemure devil.
Yes.
Very fun and sexy. Interesting.
And then to top it off, it's a +2 weapon.
Excellent. That's going to be great. I've already unequipped the Gambler's Trade blade.
You
So
should
Conrad...
be able to add the new one in a moment.
Excellent, no probs. But yeah, so Conrad kind of like again kind of holds the blade, kind of like studying it, and he kind of like sort of like raises up his other hand, and to no one else, well, probably senses it. Conrad kind of like pictures, like feels that sound, the resonance of him and the Gambler's blade, and he just kind of just pictures it snapping, because that was his packed weapon as well. So he just drops it. He's like, "'Tis yours now, a fair trade. This will serve well."
And yeah, and as Pact of the Blade Warlock, you can, like, as a Pact of the Blade Warlock, I believe you can swap your packed weapons a lot easier than others.
Definitely, absolutely. Fantastic. So, but yeah, as the result, Conrad kind of like has the little like energy of like his eyes just flash that gold for a moment as the presence of his patrons kind of pull, snap, and then return back to him.
Yeah.
Good. This will serve well on our quest. Pleasure doing business with you.
Of course, a pleasure doing business with you.
Excellent. Well, that's all I have to do.
As a little background thing, as part of this word picture in this very hot, awful room, as soon as Belle clicked and there was a clear magical effect on Conrad, Sevia immediately tensed up and has spent the entire time they have been talking waiting to see if there is any need to intervene. Not because she doesn't trust Conrad, but because she doesn't trust Belle. But seeing it all go pretty well, and especially because she doesn't know that's a Hellfire weapon, because no one has said the name out loud, she is going to look around the rest of the group and be like, thank you for your offer. I am in no need of weapons, unless my other compatriots are. We may take our leave.
No, I have no need for any, Yes, sir, thank you so much for your audience.
Yes, and I look forward to seeing what you do in the near future.
I mainly hope that our efforts please you, Lord. You shall hear of us soon.
Just remember, this cannot come back again.
Shall not. We understand our role. We shall take our leave now.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course.
And he snaps his fingers again, and suddenly you're all back at the surface of the forge.
Well, I'm glad we didn't have to walk through that heat again.
Oh, yes. I was fine, but it certainly was a bit toasty in there, one can say.
You see Beatrice looks a little deflated.
That's fair. Conrad also looks quite rattled, but he's like doing his usual puffing himself up kind of thing. And he is kind of like holding the rapier in one hand, still studying, but he's kind of like just fanning himself, just so like, oh yeah, just as surreptitiously and as obviously as he possibly can.
That's a very nice blade you've ended up with, Conrad.
Yes. Shall do good, I think. Better than the old one, not sure why I kept hold of it.
Well, it did curse you.
Yes, well, Sounder is no longer there, so isn't that good? Now I have a blade from hell.
The boss says you want to go down the river Styx. You all kind of jump as you see an imp at your feet.
Oh no!
Oh no! Here we go.
How dare you?
That would be correct.
Who are you?
The name's Haffron, at your service.
I'm losing my shit.
I knew it.
Scream!
I knew it.
If anyone wants to know why we're dying, you should listen to the main campaign, specifically season 1 and 2.
Scream!
Oh, well, good to meet you, Haffron.
All right.
Are you here to guide us?
Yeah. Come on. The river's this way. This way.
Yes, lead the way then,
Yeah.
Haffron.
Yeah, those infernal machines, those are going to be a bit big to go along. Even the bike, that's going to be too big for the raft. Can leave those here.
Oh.
Bell will he won't take those without need.
Can we trust you? He points the rapier towards Haffron.
I'm a devil of my word.
True. People have actually been more reasonable here than they have been elsewhere, so that basically makes sense, yes.
Beatrice sort of turns aside to Xavier and says, perhaps we should... Did Mordenkainen's 2 come along with us?
Oh, he would
Or is
not
he still
have.
in
I
the
don't believe.
machine.
Oh, he came along with this.
Oh,
good.
he did? Okay.
Actually, no, yeah, he would have stayed with the machine.
Okay.
Because, yeah, Beatrice
Yes,
would turn
actually,
around
that's
and
right.
say, we should get more in Kainen too.
To come. She, like, leans down, only to, like, there's not a huge height difference between her and Beatrice. She leans down a little bit to whisper, and it's just like, are you sure he should come with us? I don't know how anyone here reacts to anything.
Well, it's either that or we leave him here and then he may end up getting bored. I don't know. What if something happens to machines? I know you said nothing would happen, but what if he does end up needing the machines and he takes them?
All right. Sevia shoots a message to Morty.2, and she just goes, so we're being guided to the River Styx. Do you want to come with us?
Would you prefer that I came with or stayed with the machines?
Look, you're far more aware of the political nature of your face appearing in certain places. So if you can come to the River Styx, it might be beneficial for you too.
I will come along then.
Wonderful. And then Sevia will look at Hafren, the little man himself, the little lad, and she's gonna be like, she's gonna be like, oh, we have one more coming with us.
Oh, it's all right. Oh, it's that geezer who shows up from time to time. I mean, not to Bell, but like pops up around here. Sometimes he's got a tower that shows up every now and then. What's he doing here?
Research trip?
Ah, that checks out. Come along. Come along. River Styx this way. This way.
Fantastic.
Excellent. So are we rafting on like is it lava? Or is
No,
it...
no, it's the River Styx. It's
Oh, good. Considering the decor around here.
I will warn you. Once, don't get in the water. Do not touch the water at all. It is very dangerous for you to touch the water.
Same problem as lava then. Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
What a pity, and I was really hoping to go for a swim. Put such a damper on my summer holiday.
You're funny, you. But, I mean, feel free to go for a dive if you want. You just might not come out the same person, is all.
Interesting. What does it do?
Just messes with your brain. Gives you, at least mostly, fresh start.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
Washes
good for
away
some.
the memories of the old life. Creatures that return, or that are coming here for generally the first time.
Hmm. I see. A curious place indeed. Well, we shall take care. We shall try to avoid having a little dip in river.
Yes, it will scratch from our summer holiday plans. Ha 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 ha. Hmm.
All right. So, can I get someone roll me a d20 just to see how long it takes to get to the edge, get to this dock on the River Styx.
I rolled a 10.
10. Okay. So it probably only takes you about 20-ish minutes, like maybe half an hour at most. And you come across this kind of port with a barge resting at it. Can I get, so it is it's a decent sized barge. So can I get everyone to roll me a dexterity check to get onto the barge?
$19.
Okay. Yeah, you get on easily.
21.
Beatrice will then turn around and try and like assist Sevia.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
So fall was
Conrad
21.
stumbles.
Fall,
Falls.
fall is fall is easily able to get on.
He will not
Steve
offer
here?
it.
11.
11. Okay, that is enough. That is enough. It's not a difficult challenge. And Conrad?
Conrad sees them all feebly jump on, and then he rolls a 23, and he just starts like this, like incredibly fancy boy leap, and just in this, like, sticks his landing kind of thing. It's like, well, that was easy. Which is funny because it's just a freaking just jumping onto a barge.
Hafren's just going to fly on, and not have to roll the dex check. And yeah, Mordecai and the simulacrum is able to get on easily enough. Yeah. So, yeah, you make your way down the river. And you notice as the six of you get onto the barge, a Meragon, a Yugoloth of sorts that is of kind of archetypical look of the ferryman. So sort of pseudo-skeletal face and in draping brown robes, appears and starts to Hafren passes passes 6 coins. Actually no, 12 coins, sorry, to the ferryman. You notice, and it starts rowing on down.
What does the river Styx look like?
So,
A bunch of sticks. I'm sorry. Two.
it is texturally it looks indistinguishable from regular water. What is a key difference is the red hue, which is, Sevia, you are a scholar. You have a decent understanding of why water tends to be blue on the material plane. It follows, like, very logically to you that in a place such as hell, like, the reflection of the sky would be red rather than blue. So it's not, it's a little disconcerting, but it's not overly disconcerting that the river is blue, that the river is red. It probably would have been more disconcerting to find out it was blue. But there are sort of apparitions within the river that, if you pay too much attention to them, begin to kind of register in your mind as spirits.
Anyone we recognize?
Roll me a perception check.
Ooh. Okay. 15.
No,
I'll get a dirty 20.
no. Um,
My parents are in hell? Damn. Okay.
I mean, just because they're not seen by you doesn't mean that they're not here. Doesn't mean they are.
All of Conrad's relatives are there, like, oh.
Yeah, Conrad, you haven't rolled to see if you recognize anyone.
I
yeah,
just
true.
rolled
Yeah, Beatrice, I don't think you would. What did you roll?
22.
22? Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Whose
Conrad?
perception was it?
Yeah.
24. I rolled an 18. Here's a +8.
You know what? It's not necessarily someone you know, but you do see one or two that bear a striking, family resemblance.
Conrad's like, Just looks very, like, pensive. Was just sitting there. And a little bit like, is this omen or relative?
Omen or relative? Which could it be? Yeah, so can I get someone to roll me a d4?
I'll do it.
Yes. Fortunately, because you're not traveling by foot, you don't need to make constitution saves for each hour traveled. But let's see how long it takes you to travel the river Styx.
2.
2. Okay, not too bad. So 2 hours. So
Okay.
you're still actually fairly early in the day. 1 hour to get to Bell's Forge, 20 minutes to half an hour. It's been 3.5 hours of travel all told.
We're doing great.
Yeah.
The entire time Sevier is holding Fall's hand in a death grip.
Okay.
Yeah, Fall is definitely doing the same and looking at the spirits in the water with great trepidation.
Yeah. Just standing in the dead middle of the boat. Actually, no, you said it looks like water, right?
Yeah.
Sevier is actively shaking. Fall would notice that she is freaking out in a very weird, silent way.
Oh. Yeah, gosh, everyone kind of clasp my hand and be like, hey, what's happening? What's wrong?
I don't like water.
Oh. Oh no, this is I'm so sorry that you have to be here now.
No, it's it's no worse than anything else we've experienced. I just haven't been on a boat since I was very young, and I haven't been in a body of water since. Well, it's fine. I'm fine. I will be fine.
So sorry, is there anything that could make you feel better?
You are enough. She does kind of lean
Kind of
more into
holds
his side.
close.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what they do. As we float down the river of death.
All right. So, unless there's anything that people want to do in the 2 hours of travel, yeah, it takes you about 2 hours to travel down the river before Hafren says, "All right, we've arrived. So let's go off, and we'll travel a little bit further, and we'll be at the Sibriex." So, can I get everyone to roll me a dex check again? Mordenkainen gets off easily enough.
21.
21. Beatrice, you get off easily enough. Conrad?
23.
Yep, very
Conrad
easily.
leaps off.
Paul?
You know,
I got a
privilege.
natural 20, so that's 25.
You get
Ah.
off. You get off, like, with ease.
Conrad
And
like jumps off, looks very proud of himself, and then Fall like jumps further than he does, and Conrad's like,
Does a little flourish.
What did Sevia get, Zoe?
9.
Okay, CV, you have one more chance. Roll me a dexterity saving throw to fall face first into the land rather than backwards into the water.
I would like to use my DM inspiration to have this advantage because I believe I have one
Yes.
left. Okay. That is the lower is a 13, the higher is a 17.
Okay, good. The DC was a 15, so you are fine. You are fine. You do manage to...
Sevia trips, getting off the little barge, does the little pinwheel arms, and then slams flat on her face in the dirt.
Yeah.
And immediately holds her little hands up and is like, it's fine, I didn't touch the water, I'm fine.
Yeah. I think for that, your boot, has a bit of water on it. But because it has not come in contact with you, you're able to, it doesn't affect you, and you're able to prestidigitate the water away so that it does not affect you.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that was a close one.
I think next time one of us should help you off the boat.
Yes, maybe. Yes. Look, it's fine. She gets up. She checks her glasses and makes sure they're not shattered.
Yes, you should be very careful. You're very clumsy.
Yes, thank you.
Conrad says
It's
very
difficult
seriously.
getting off.
I
boat
love
onto
that
land.
because Sevia's dexterity score is only one lower than Beatrice's.
I'm just rolling real
Those
bad
dice.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, anytime you have to make a dex roll of any kind, Sevia always rolls really poorly for dex.
Yep.
Beatrice has the clear advantage for saves because she actually has proficiency in it.
Yes.
But for checks, it's a difference of one.
Yep. Look, it's fine. Sevia gets up and she dusts herself off. She's covered in hell dirt, and she fucking hates the water, and she's just like, "Argh." But she does appreciatively give Conrad a little pat on the arm and pat Beatrice on the shoulder, and then she's gonna go up to Fall and just kind of lean into his side, and then look at the little rat himself, the man, the myth, the Hathran, and be like, so it's nearby?
Yes, just a couple of minutes this way.
Right. Anything you feel we should know before we meet with it?
Just be careful. Don't piss it off. can be very dangerous.
Well, I mean, on our current track rating, we actually been doing very well at not pissing things off. So, you know.
This thing's a
Surprisingly so.
demon. It's a hell of a lot nastier, lot easier to piss off.
Hell, very, very good humor there. Hmm.
Yeah, I guess it
Good,
was.
well.
Didn't realise I did that.
Carl looks a little bit awkward and Afra's like laughing, like, yeah, this is interactions. This is how this goes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, let's go and meet the horrible thing that might kill us. Like all the other horrible things that might kill us. What could go wrong? Stride.
Oh, I'm sure a great many things.
This is
Ah.
true, yes.
Ah, Hafren, never change. Trot, 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 trot.
And he will take those words to heart for 100 years.
Oh no!
Hey, that was me saying it, not Siri.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you approach and yeah, you see after a few minutes of travel before you, spiky chains which lash out at a 15-foot diameter, floating blob of quivering flesh to a 20-foot tall wrought iron scaffold. Two fiends wrapped in chains stand atop the scaffold, torturing the bloated creature's flesh by tightening its chains. Demon ichor oozes from its wounds, forming a shallow pool around the scaffolding. A third jackal-headed fiend uses a bronze horn to yell loudly at the bloated prisoner in multiple languages. It sits cross-legged about halfway up the scaffolding. And
Okay, well, that's Well, this is something I'm looking at. That's for certain.
For listeners, this looks awful.
What the fuck?
It is basically
Oh,
like
no.
it is basically a bulbous, flesh warped head with kind of a couple of claws dangling underneath, as like blisters and like pustules set about the body, and of course the wounds from all the lashings that it's receiving.
Yeah, it's like you left a piece of meat, like just raw meat, out for a long time, and it's just like oozing blood and pus everywhere, and then it has
Yeah,
some
it's
weird
like
teeth
a
everywhere.
boil.
Yeah,
Like a
with
boil
the face.
that has boils on it and has a face and claws. That's basically what it is.
God.
It's big gross.
It's really
Very.
gross.
Very
Well,
gross.
4 out of 7 to not throw up. Constitution saving.
So what you're saying
Actually-
is Fall threw up.
Yes. As soon as he gets close enough and gets into distance, he's just like, nope. And goes and throws up a little further.
Like, I presume this
away.
thing's stinky too, so that probably like you
Mm.
wouldn't make any difference probably. Ugh. Conrad does actually look quite like a bit wigged out. But yeah, fun times.
Hafren, you wouldn't. Hafren, they're torturing it.
Yeah, it's not speaking. That's why. They want to hear what it's got to say, but it won't speak.
That. I feel like this is a counterproductive course of action.
This is hell, love. You don't know what's going on down here.
Well, if it's not talking and hitting isn't making it talk, maybe there is a different tack.
Or they're just not taught treat in the right way. At least that's what my brothers or my papa would say.
They might be onto something.
Hmm. Yes. And he kind of like looks at Sevia's face and then like kind of like, I'm saying things again. They're not aligning with the people I'm talking to. And he kind of just like pays a lot of attention to the rapier that he has. Like, yeah, this is moving quite well in the air, isn't it?
With the 2 hours travel, you suddenly would have been able to attune to
I was gonna
mark
mention
as
that as
your
well.
packed weapon.
Yeah. I quickly googled. I was like, it's a short rest. So yeah, I would have attuned to it as his packed weapon. Now he's kind of like immediately just like, and then it's just practicing like making the sword disappear and reappear because his packed weapon can do that.
Oi, fetch Tata! And you see the jackal-headed fiend turns its head. Haven't any luck with that? Still refuses to speak. You've brought humanoids. I have. Straight from Master Bell. Interesting. What brings you for 5 here? I am sorry, child of Asmodeus. I almost mistook you for one of Hell's own.
That's fine.
Well, first of all, hail. We came to speak to this creature.
Interesting. Well, please. If you think you can get anything out of it, go ahead. Go ahead. These chain devils here. Shallock and Jank could surely use a bit of a break. Who knows? The relief might make the torture all the more effective once it resumes.
We thank you for this opportunity. This would be good.
Sherlock, Jank. These humanoids wish to speak with this Sibriex. And you see the 2 chain devils cease in their torture. If you can get anything of use out of it, I might have a few soul coins in it for you.
We'll see what we can do. We thank you for the opportunity once more. We are very curious to see what this creature has to say. So we shall do our best to get the information for you.
Thank you.
Conrad strides towards the creature. Oh no. And
Pukes.
And then he sort of stops. He's like, "I'll be right back." The guy like runs back to with a burst and just hurls over the water. So I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
For his con save.
Hmm.
I die instantly.
Yeah. So that was from approaching it?
Yeah.
Okay. The stat block actually accounts for this. I'm gonna just roll the 1 die multiple times. It's few enough.
So yes, Conrad like proudly strides towards it and there's like, I'll be right back. And then just runs back to the river, which isn't that far away, I presume, just pukes straight into it.
So you take 12 points of poison damage.
Whew. Okay.
as you enter this contamination aura, and the foul stench just overwhelms your senses.
Okay. Well then, while whatever, like, I'll say very briefly then, while the other characters are about to react how they will, Conrad kind of just like just wipes his mouth. I was like, ugh, and then turns back, and then is like, and just like closes his eyes and focuses, and opens his eyes again. There'll be amber. He's going to activate Form of Dread, and he's also going to focus really hard on not breathing.
Okay.
As he returns.
Yeah. As you
stealthily.
as you return, how close are you getting to it?
I mean, I presume we're walking towards it, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take the poison damage again, but that's fine.
Yeah, but it depends on how close you get as a group. Like, how close are people willing to get to it?
Like 15 feet.
Okay. Anyone closer, further away?
I'm gonna roll to see if Sevia gets closer.
Yeah, likewise.
Highs, lows.
It's a lows. Full does not want to go especially close.
Yeah, Sevia also doesn't get particularly close. She was going to, and then I feel like she is probably going to hit this aura, and then, or at least see the others get affected by this aura, and is going to like stay like 13 feet back, you know?
Yeah. Also, if Full notices that it's like a poisonous effect, he'll be like, "Oh, that's most disgusting and maybe dangerous. I can give one person resistance against its effects and such. If anyone wants to get especially close, I would rather not."
So being 15
Protection
feet away,
poison.
Beatrice, can I get you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Certainly.
And
Does
Conrad,
that mean
yeah, so how close was Fall getting to do this?
we were all about 15 feet away?
So in that case, yeah, everyone roll me a Constitution saving throw.
13 for Conrad this time.
13. All right. Beatrice.
Beatrice is a beast. That was a nat 20.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it's a 23. No. It's a 23 all up, I think.
Fall.
6 because he never passes his con saves ever.
And Sevia.
Also a 13.
13. One of you succeeded, which was Beatrice. Everyone else
What?
takes 8, 9, 13 points of poison damage.
That's all right. At least don't breathe it in.
Beatrice, you no longer have to make saves against it.
You save. Okay.
Cool.
You. Right. So we're all looking at this poor creature. Has it had any kind of reaction to no longer being tortured?
Not necessarily, no. But it's kind of hard to read a creature such as this. Conrad, as the one who kind of made the initial approach,
Yep.
you hear a voice in your head.
Another one.
Is I will tell you what you want. If you need me.
Who speaks?
The Sibriex.
The thing I witnessed.
Yes.
Can I get everyone to roll me another Constitution saving throw?
A 17 this time.
17.
Still...
Beatrice still doesn't need to.
No.
I got a dirty 20.
All right. Sevia?
A dirty 21.
Okay, Sevia and Fall succeed. Actually, Conrad, I'll give you advantage on this because you don't need to breathe.
Okay.
So Sevia and Fall, you no longer need to...
That was worse.
Okay, so you take another 13 points of poison damage.
Alright. Conrad kind of like raises like his forearm up like against his eyes as he kind of like squints at this creature. He's like, what do you offer? What information do you think we seek?
What information do you need?
Need information of Zario. We have many things to do. Do you have anything? Sword.
Swords can be held as a tool for her destruction or her redemption. Rise and fall are tied.
Does she wield it? Where can we find?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Alrighty. So it's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Within your village, in church, a village not of this place.
A village elsewhere.
It is here, but it is not from here.
Ah. I think I see what you mean. I presume I do another constitution check for this
Yeah.
at this point, yeah.
Another Constitution save. Again, advantage because you don't need to breathe and you are consciously not breathing.
I still don't make it.
I think
Let's just say Connor step further,
saying
like he's
this-
stepping further forward, as he's speaking to it in his head, I guess. So he's just silently
Yeah.
walking towards it because I keep flopping it.
Yeah. So it's
I'm like, yeah.
only 9
How
points
much
of
this
poison.
time?
Only 9 points of poison this time.
Cool. Connor steps towards it, looking very pale and very gross. Half dead already. As he's having this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Paul will kind of like brace himself and not especially wanting closer, but he'll take out his lyre and kind of play a few notes and then kind of just like dart forward to bat Conrad on the shoulder, granting him protection from poison, and then just back away again. So
Now,
advantage on
remind me
saving
how.
throws, which he-
Thanks, Sib.
So remind me how protection from poison works.
Yeah. It neutralizes any poison that they're being affected from. They have advantage on saving throws, and they have resistance to poison damage, which will
Okay.
be the most useful thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
The big thing is that
Yeah.
resistance here.
Yeah. Oh boy.
All right. Have you any other questions? There's a big important one that you're missing. Been told it's a village. There are many
Yes.
villages.
We have seen village. One transported here. Do you know where?
That is a city. One being dragged. One you seek. Died. Before. Tis
Roll me a persuasion check to get for him to answer clearly.
Okay. So it's a 17, but I do have a point of inspiration, so I'm going to burn one of those. I think I've got 3. So I'm going to burn one of those, and that one was worse, so it's a 17.
17, which is the DC exactly to get a response.
Cool.
The finish of unofficial.
I just saw Emily cover their mouth.
Is this all happening in Conrad's head? Or
This is
can
all
we-
happening in Conrad's head.
Yep. Beatrice is like, I feel weird for some reason, but I don't know why. I see. This has been most useful. One more thing. The creatures that are torturing you, they want information. What is it?
I want my freedom.
You want freedom, yes. This will be
I want my
bartering.
freedom. I have given you information. I want my freedom.
Alright. Thank you for speaking. We shall see what we can do.
We had our deal.
Conrad steps back and turns around. Which has been great because like he's been trying not to breathe, so like that's great. He's been talking mentally because you need to breathe to speak. So he does take a breath and he's like, there was no information that we can get out of it. Might as well kill it.
So roll me another Constitution saving throw against the poison aura.
And oh my gosh. That's a 15. Still not going to pass it.
Do you still have advantage because of protection from poison?
That was with advantage,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
This time you take 17 points of poison damage, which halves to 8.
That's fair. The thing's probably just so pissed.
Yeah, no, it screams out, this time in everyone's head. And I'm gonna need everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh. Conrad, we were doing so well.
Sorry, Sibriex. I don't agree with that. So that's 22 for Conrad.
22 for Conrad.
21 for full.
4. Sevia and Beatrice.
Dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
18.
Dirty 20, 18. 20. These in the right place. 18. The simulacrum got 29.
More than Kynan.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a war wizard thing. War magic tradition. Which is not necessarily war magic, but it is the confluence of both abjuration and evocation. Alright. So Mordekainen, of course, with that kinda roll, is first. So, what can he do very quickly? He is. You know what? He is going to put a hand on Fall's. Actually, no. Actually, what's the range on that? Yeah, no. He's close enough that he can. So it doesn't have to be touch range, and he hasn't been rolling saves, so he's not right up close with you guys. But 30 feet range, he's going to point his hand out at Fall and cast Enlarge. Big monk. So basically, until the spell ends, you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and your weapons. And I'm going to say this applies to your unarmed strikes as well as a monk. Deal an additional 1d4 damage.
Excellent. I think Fall probably just looked down there like, oh, what's happening? Oh, spell, okay. It's definitely not experienced this before.
Then the chain. Actually, no. Conrad, because PCs tend to win initiative ties.
Okay. Krozak. Oh, okay, that's what you want to do. Right. He is going to kind of, he's going to, what's he gonna do? Oh, he's going to dash as an action, so he rejoins the party, where they are, and then as his bonus action, he's going to activate the flame tongue rapier.
All right.
Where it just bursts into flames in his hands. Like, all right, well, might have made him mad, but you know, the important thing is we finished what we came here for. So he just shrugs.
All right. At the end of your turn, I think the Sibriex is going to use a legendary action. And it's going to target. Can I get Conrad? Definitely. Let's roll a d6 to determine first. Beatrice and Fall to each roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Muted.
17.
17. Conrad?
One better than my usual one to 16.
Oof. And Beatrice?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you just succeed. Fall and Conrad, you fail. So you feel very ill all of a sudden. So you each are poisoned. Actually, is the protection from poison is that they can't
It
be
lasts
poisoned?
10 minutes.
Like, they
I think
cannot
was that
be affected.
advantage, but
Actually,
But-
saving throws against being poisoned. If it is poisoned.
Well, in that case, you should have advantage against this one.
Yeah.
oh,
Does
okay.
it say anything about the poison's condition, or just that it's advantage?
Yeah, just that it's advantage. And if,
Okay.
yeah, if you initially touch it, it gets rid of a poison.
I know this creature is evil, but Connor is being morally punished because, again, the same format as every other time I've rolled high the first time. So, yeah, people. Again.
You also
It looks
both
so sick.
you also both have 1 level of exhaustion now.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And while poisoned in this way, you must repeat the saving throw at the start of each of your turns.
Uh-oh.
Right. Alright. Next is the Chain Devils, who are going to lash out at the Sibriex with their chains. So, first one is 11, an 18. That, let me double check it's that. Nope, neither of those. Oh, no, that's the natural roll. 26, so that will hit. And then the other chain devil is... Yep, that'll hit with a 24 total. And that's a natural one. So they both hit one, miss the other. Alright, so the Sibriex takes 20 points of slashing. And... No, yeah, so it's just 20 points of slashing. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Then the Arcana Loth. Who you know is Fetch Tatter. Fetch Tatter is going to cast Hold Monster on the Sibriex. So Hold Monster is a Wisdom save. The Sibriex, decent Wisdom, but not amazing. It is held with a total of 10. Alright, so yeah, as it has been held, there's not a lot it can do. It is paralyzed. Alright, Fall, it is your go.
Okay, yeah, Fall is very conflicted. I don't really know whether to like attack this thing, which has now been held.
Can you repeat the poison on the saving throw on the poison, please, at the top of your turn?
Oh yes, of course. I shall do that. Oh, that's a 12. That's not gonna make
12. You take another level of exhaustion.
Oh shit. That is not good. Okay. Well, Fall's plan was to, I think, yeah, he's going to turn to the others to be like, I know I'm big and everything, thank you, Mordengeinen, but, can we just run? Do we need to fight this? How close are we to the River Styx, actually?
About 5 minutes walk, but you could easily get out of the range of the Sibriex if you wanted to. You know what? That might not be a bad plan. Who's going to... I think Sevia is probably going to be the slowest. I would suggest... I'm sorry, Sevia, but it's true. I would suggest that you make use of your size to aid her.
Oh, yes. Sevia, would you be okay with me picking you up?
What on earth is happening right now?
Yeah.
I guess?
Sure. I will pick up Sevia carefully.
Okay. So yeah.
Probably
Your size, like, it's not a penalty at all to your speed. What is a penalty to your speed is the 2 levels of exhaustion you have.
Yes, unfortunately my dash is now 45.
Yeah. You can
yes.
bonus action dash as well as a monk, remember. Like, if you spend the key point, you can get an extra 20 feet in, basically, at the moment.
Yes, I might do that. I'll do, so what's it?
So, 65 feet all up.
Yeah, I will run.
Yes.
I'll just start running with Sevia in my arms.
Alright. Sevia, what would you like to do?
Well, a lot of things are happening. She's not pleased. So What she is going to do is she's gonna like wiggle around in false hold until she can like still see everything that's going on. And she's going to kind of yell out like, "This didn't go according to plan!" And then she's going to look at the chain devils and the little jackal fella and be like, "And you're just being terrible!" And then she's going to do a bunch of arcane movements in positions she's never done before, and Fall would hear her whisper to herself like, "I hope Exley showed me this right." And then she's going to shoot forward a sickening radiance.
Okay.
So she wants to create it's a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point I can see within 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Which this should be. Because we're only like 65 feet away.
Yeah.
And she would like to center it so it gets the Sibriex, as well as many of the chain devils and the jackal fella as she can.
Okay.
It is a Constitution save. They have to beat a 17. Just realized
All right.
I changed the modifier on here.
So the Sibriex and the chain devils basically will be effective.
If the jackal fella isn't within that 30-foot radius, then...
No, not 30 foot.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, it's them and the chain devil.
Yeah.
They don't take half damage if they save, but the orb does remain.
Okay.
And if they start a turn or walk into it, they will take damage.
So the Sibriex would succeed with a 22 con save.
Yep.
The chain devils, that's their check, not their save. They do actually have a bonus to that. So that's 21 for the first one, and only 14 for the second. So one succeeds, one fails.
Okay. Well, the one that
what's-
failed is going to take 4d10 radiant damage and suffer a level of exhaustion.
Whew.
19, 25, 29 points of radiant damage.
29.
And then it also suffers one level of exhaustion,
Oh,
and it can no longer benefit from being invisible as it begins to emit a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius of
Okay.
itself.
and it's still half damage for success.
It doesn't say anything.
If it doesn't say, then unfortunately it is not.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the orb stays in place. So
Okay.
that other one and the Sibriex, until Severe is out of range at
Yep.
over 120 feet, if they move into it or start their turn in it, they will have to make the save again.
All right.
And that is what Severe is doing.
Yeah. Beatrice.
Beatrice sort of looks around at the calamity around her and just sort of swears and it's like Vemiskill and then runs after Fall. And yes, she did just say what the fucking dwarvish.
All right. So just full action, bonus action,
Just
dash.
full action, bonus action, dash.
Hafren is gonna follow suit. Just fly along. Sibriex doesn't get its go, but it gets to make its save again against at the end of its turn.
As well as against Sickening Radiance.
Yes. So it makes the save. It just makes the save against the hold monster, and then Constitution save for the Sickening Radiance. That's only a 14, so it's gonna fail it.
And it is going to take 9, 15, 20, 27 points of radiant damage and a point of exhaustion.
7. Okay. So, back to the top of initiative, Mordenkainen is going to please have this spell prepared. Please have it prepared, Mr. Simulacrum Mordenkainen. Yes, he is going to cast a quick fly on himself to keep pace. Yeah. Next is actually Sibriex at the end of Mordenkainen's turn is gonna do something. You know what? It's gonna set its eyes on the Arcana Loth and cast a spell. It's gonna have to make a target take. Oh, it just takes that. It doesn't, like, there's no save involved in that thing. 8, 14... So, the Arcana Loth initially just takes 20 points of psychic damage, and then has to make an intelligence save, which it fails. So you watch, or Sevia, you would probably watch because you have turned yourself around to cast this spell. Everyone else probably not seeing it because you're running away. But you watch as, like, the very kind of poised, calculated stance of the Arcana Loth suddenly becomes a lot more instinctual and bestial and kind of confused. And rather... Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Is the Arcana Loth the jackal friend
Yes.
who was torturing? Okay, it was not the boatman.
No.
The boatman is not with us.
No.
Okay. I got confused. There were 2 Arcana Loths and I got confused.
There's an Arcana Loth and there is a Morena Loth.
Right,
Yes.
okay. I got confused.
Mm.
Like this
No, not a
poor
Morena.
jackaloth.
Not a, so they are Yugoloths, are the kind of general term. And it's not a Morenoloth, it is a Meragon. That is at the barge. But yeah, no, this is an Arcana Loth, a jackal-headed type of Yugoloth.
Yep. That one we saw in Barovia.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
One you fought.
She watches that happen and it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Roll me an Arcana check, actually. Let's see if you recognize what this effect is.
I'm good at those, which is good because that was a bad roll. 18.
18 is the DC. This is an 8th level spell. That's a Feeble Mind.
Okay, if you may allow me one tiny little, like, free action in the middle of someone else's turn, she is gonna look at Conrad, who hasn't had the chance to say he's running away yet, I believe, and just go, run now, Conrad, now!
Okay. It is Conrad's go.
So Conrad like ran back, was like, okay, sword ready, and then everyone just is like, no, actually, we're getting out of here.
Also, roll me the save against the poison again.
That's right. Let's see how I go. Yep, I don't make it.
So, another point of exhaustion.
Okay. Excellent. And then he kind of like turns and sees CV getting there, like, yes, running, I suppose. No hard feelings. He calls out to the creature, and then he just hightails it. So dash.
Yeah. Which is halved, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 30 feet he basically manages to get, which is not
Yeah.
great, but there we go.
Did you do anything else other than that? Because in that
No.
case, as a rogue, 45.
Oh, okay, 45.
Because you can bonus action dash, and you can use your action to dash.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, so 45,
Yeah.
yep.
All right.
Which is okay.
Chain Devils are going to... Yeah, they're
Roll a
gonna...
con save against the
Yep.
sickening radiance.
Yep. Is that at the top of their turns?
When a creature moves into the spell's area or starts its turn there,
Okay.
the creature must succeed.
That's a success. The other one, I'll roll now. So they both succeed, but so no damage. They're both gonna try to do. Actually, they're gonna use. They're gonna animate. They're both gonna animate the chains around the Sibriex. To. Yeah. All right. The Arcanoloth can't do much of anything because it can't cast spells, being feeble-minded. It's gonna just run off in a random direction. Fall, you'll go. Poison save, please.
Yes. It's crossed. 16.
16 is not enough.
This is good. Bad. Okay, and then I will dash as my main action, then dash as my bonus action. So that's 90 feet.
I think.
Isn't it 45 because you're exhausted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Wouldn't
a
it
second.
normally be
You're-
90 and 9?
It would, but you've got now 3 levels of exhaustion,
Oh.
and the second level of exhaustion takes out the poison.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That
The
takes out
fall's
your
like
speed.
normally 45 feet
Yeah.
walking.
So it
Oh,
would be
okay,
about
yeah.
it'd be about 65 feet all up if you use action and bonus action
Okay.
and movement. All right,
I'm running for now.
Sevia, are you doing anything?
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna just maintain concentration on sickening radiance. And just I don't know, be moral support to Fall. She is actually going to move the sphere, so it is exclusively on the Chain Devils.
Okay. No longer on the Sibriex.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, wait, no. How far away, actually, before I could lock that in, Chief, how far away are each of us from it?
I mean, at this point, you're about 100. I'd say with the initial distance, you are probably about 150 feet away from the Sibriex.
Then the spell drops anyway. I'm out of range.
Okay. I think it can stay up. It just you can't move it after once you're out of
cool.
range.
Then nothing happens. I can't actually do anything about it as long as I'm concentrating on it.
Okay.
So. Nothing happens. That's my turn.
All right. End of your go. The Sibriex is going to use another legendary action, and it's going to. Sevia, can you make me an intelligence saving throw, please?
Is there anything visible about what it does?
Yes, there is. There is a visual. There is a somatic component to it. If
Am I
you were
within
talking
range?
about counterspelling, counterspell is 60 feet, unfortunately.
Then I can't.
And Mordenkainen's too far from it too.
Intelligence save?
Yeah.
24.
24 is enough. 24 is enough. You succeed. You do take the 4 points of psychic, 4d6 psychic damage though, which is only 9. Only 9, so not too bad. And yeah, no, you feel something try to grasp a hold of your mind and rip it from you, but are able to put the force of your intellect behind it and push that force from your mind. Beatrice, it's your go.
Beatrice just keeps running. Full
All right.
pelt. She probably laps everybody at this point.
Yep.
She's the only one not affected
Yeah.
by anything.
Yeah.
Straight past Paul.
Yeah. Hafren is going to continue bolting for it. The Sibriex. I don't think, like, the only thing that it can do to any of you, because of range, is the Feeble Mind, which I don't. Which I don't think it would try to do from at this point.
Please don't. I also hate to say Conrad isn't that far away.
He isn't. So some of its other stuff could reach him, couldn't they? Yeah. Roll. This one should favor you a bit more, Conrad. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As you hear this disgusting, like,
Kind of like surging up behind him. No.
what was it?
13.
13. That is not enough, unfortunately, and you take 37 points of acid damage.
Oh, holy crap! Okay, buy my clothes, I guess. It's alright, his pants will be intact. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What happens to me? What does it do?
So yeah, this bile just sprays, and the leather is treated, so it's not going to be it's not going to be
pants are
destroyed at
intact.
all. But yeah, that is the Sibriex's turn. Mordenkainen is going to quickly try to do a thing, if it is viable. So he is going to... Yeah, so he is going to cast... Yeah, he's Mordenkainen, he can probably twist this a bit like that. He's going to look at you, Conrad, and he's going to look at Fall and see that you're a bit behind. So he's going to first cast this on you. He's going to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
And you feel not only the sickness, but also the exhaustion removed from you.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Thank you, Morty.
And I'm going to say, actually, we'll get to Conrad's turn to see what you do, just to be safe. So, Conrad, what do you do on your turn?
Well, Conrad stumbles quite badly, but he just kind of scrabbles to keep upright as he keeps running.
And you're in pain, but you kind of get this second wind from having all this exhaustion lifted from you.
Yeah, definitely. And he kind of, again, it's kind of like just desperately pumping into that reserve. He'll do another form of dread, just to get those little extra hit points. And again, like the veins of his, like he's already looks like very unhealthy. He's a lot of pain. But he will just keep dashing, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say with that, yeah. So Mordenkainen is gonna, like, as you all dash to the ferry, Mordenkainen during that process casts another dispel magic on Fall. You find the exhaustion and poisoning lifted from you, and I'm just gonna take it as written that you all are able to leap onto the barge, because the only person who has trouble with it is Sevia, who is in Fall's hands. And yeah, and that is where we are going to leave it for this week's episode. A busy one, folks.
Can I have one little epilogue line, please?
Yeah.
As we leap onto the boat, Corod's like, well, that went very badly, but not too badly, because we got some information.
Right. And that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Excellent.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.